Hey, thank you guys for tuning in. This is a New York Giants full 7-round mock draft. Thank you for tuning in. Sit back and enjoy the premiere and watch some of these picks that Big Pat Sports Talk got for our New York Giants 7-round mock draft coming up. Let's get it. Welcome to Mock Draft Central. 25th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select inside linebacker Drew Sanders, Arkansas. Okay, we got at pick number 25, Mr. Drew Sanders, inside linebacker from Arkansas. Yes, the New York Giants finally go linebacker in the first round. Mr. Drew Sanders, 6'5", 232. He can play linebacker and edge, junior, position rank, number, I think that's all positions at number 9. They said he's going to run a 4.5 40, but he had 9.5 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, 103 tackles, and 40 solo tackles for the Razorbacks last year. And let's just look at some of the things they give him. They give him an 86 out of 100, tackling 62%, pass rush 81%. Run defense and coverage 79%. What this guy brings to us is he brings a speed element in our linebackers that we haven't had for a while, and he's also a very instinctive linebacker. He will attack the run, and he is very instinctive in the pass game. So I believe this guy changes our defense tremendously coming here in the first round. Mr. Drew Sanders, inside linebacker from Arkansas. Welcome to the G-Man, kid. With the 57th pick in the 2023 draft, the New York Giants select wide receiver Rashee Rice, SMU. All right, as you heard, Mr. Rashee Rice from SMU, pick number 57 for the G-Man in this year's draft. Hey, we may have our number one receiver right here in the making. Mr. Rashee Rice came into the Senior Bowl around 6'1", 220. He had 96 catches, 1,355 yards, 10 touchdowns, average of about 14 yards a catch there at SMU. Man, they give this guy a wonderful 86.2 out of 100. His hands, they give him a 60%. Short receiving 82, intermediate 85, deep threat 88, blocking 74%. I truly like this guy. I believe he's going to run in the 4.3s. They say 4.45, but he's going to run in the 4.3s, and he's just that big body receiver that we need on the outside to where Daniel Jones can trust to throw that ball up to him. Tremendous production his whole career at SMU, so not worried about production there. Hey, if we can get this guy on the outside, if you go up there to get those 50-50 balls, if he can route some people on the outside and take some of those slant routes to the house, hey, huge underrated pick in the second round for us here. Mr. Rashee Rice, SMU receiver. Welcome to the New York Giants, kid. With the 89th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select center Luke Weiler, Ohio State. All right, with the number 89 pick, as you've seen, we took Luke Weiler. I said Weiler, but Weiler out of Ohio State center, 6'3", 300-pound junior. Can actually pull at the center position at 300 pounds. Gives us that beef up the middle, pause that we need, and it gives us a true center that's played the center position. And I think this guy helps out this team immediately. I think he starts if we drafted him right here in the third round. A very good pick right here in the third round. One of the best centers in the draft. 6'3", 300. They give his pass blocking a 92 and his run blocking a 91. You have to see what he does when he gets into the NFL. But I think this is a very good pick right here. He knows how to pull. He's very tough. He's very nasty. He finishes his blocks. And if you're in his way, He will knock you all the way to the sidelines, this dude. And he's actually kind of big for a center, 6'3", 300, but we need that because we have a tough running game here with the New York Giants. So welcome, Mr. Luke Weipler. Glad you're on the team. Welcome to the G-Man. Let's go block somebody, kid. With our second, third round pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, we select Tyrique Stevenson, cornerback, Miami. All right, with our second, third round pick that we actually got from the Chiefs, we take cornerback Tyrique Stevenson from Miami, 6 foot, 204 pounds, out of Miami, has speed to burn, very tough at the line of scrimmage, very physical corner, and is very fast, man. He can surprise some people, man. He can turn out to be one of the better cornerbacks in this draft, man. I believe he was originally from LSU, if I'm not mistaken. And then he transferred to Miami. I think he's best in press coverage, and this is exactly what Wink likes. He likes those tough guys that can come up and press. So if we can come up and press those receivers, CeeDee Lamb, McLaurin, Dotson, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, the list goes on and on and on and on about the receivers in our division. We're the only team that doesn't have any receivers that you have to worry about, and that has to change as well. That's why we drafted Rashee Rice. But they give his coverage grades. Hey, look, they give him a tackling 51%, run defense 58%, coverage 80% overall, zone and man press around 80. I like this guy, man. You can watch him in the Senior Bowl. He's very physical at the line of scrimmage, and that's what we need here. So they give him an 83.6 out of 100. Not mad at that. With our second, third round pick in the third round, we get Tyrique Stevenson, cornerback from Miami, 6 foot, 204, solid, stocky. Let's get it, man. Welcome to the G-Man. With the 128th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Giants select Israel Abed-Khan, running back. All right, as you've seen, with the 128th pick in this draft, the New York Giants selects Israel Abanikanda. There you go, Israel Abanikanda. Got a ring to it, but 5'11", 215, running back. We need this guy to come and supplant Saquon Barkley when it comes for Saquon Barkley to get his rest. And man, does this guy have explosion, toughness. I don't think there'll be too much of a fall off if this guy comes in when Saquon Barkley needs a rest. And can you imagine some sets with both these guys in there where you still have to worry about the run and now you have to worry about the receiving with Saquon Barkley? Imagine Barkley playing the breeder role. Lord have mercy, while this guy is sitting there in the backfield. And if you give him the ball and you give him any lane, he is gone just like that. 1,431 rush yards, 20 rush touchdowns at Pittsburgh last year, 12 receptions for 146 yards, but he's shown that he can catch the ball as well. Having him 16th ranked at his position, I think this guy is super underrated, and this guy is a tough runner. They give his rushing 86, break tackles 58, 51, pass blocking, run blocking. All I know is this guy's a playmaker. When you cut on the film of this guy, you can see the cuts, you can see the breakaway speed, you can see the toughness, you can see the moves. And one thing that he does very well is he reads the hole at the line of scrimmage. You build him a lane, he will find it and he will shoot through it. And that's what we need as a backup here with the New York Giants. Let's get Saquon Barkley that rest that he absolutely deserves throughout the season. We don't have to run the ball with him over 350 times. 250, let this guy get the other 150, and let's run the ball down somebody's throat. Israel Abanikanda, welcome to the New York Giants, kid. Let's go. With the 163rd pick in this year's NFL 2023 draft, the New York Giants select Josh Wild, tight end, Cincinnati. All right, as you heard, with the 163rd pick, the New York Giants selected Josh Wild, tight end, Cincinnati, 6'6", 260, an absolute monster when it comes at the tight end position. 6'6", 260, definitely could complement Bellinger with us right now. 32 receptions, 326 yards, 3 touchdowns averaged about 10 yards a catch at Cincinnati, man. But this guy is the guy that we can push up the seam, and you will have to worry about us in the middle of the field. That's what I want to get from our New York Giants this upcoming year, because we need that. We need that tight end that can get up the seam and make those safeties fear us in the middle of the field, to where they just can't pinpoint on our outside receivers. Rashee Rice, maybe it's Hodgins, maybe it's Shepard, whoever it is. We need that guy to go up the middle of the field, to threaten the middle of the field, and let Bellinger work in between the hashes to get open, because he seems to know how to sit in that zone. But if we can get that tight end like Mr. Josh Wild here, that we can use in the red zone, that big 6'6" frame that we can use on those situations where we can get somebody up the seam and threaten the middle of your field, and that can outrun your linebacker, or that can outbully your safety or your slot corner. Let's get that guy here, man. I believe that guy is Josh Wild from Cincinnati. He's actually a very good willing blocker. Look at his film. He definitely can block. And he's that deep threat that we need in the middle of the field with that tight end position, man. I can't say that enough. Mr. Josh Wild, welcome to the New York Giants. Let's break some tackles. Let's get into the end zone. With the 208th pick in this year's NFL 2023 draft, the New York Giants select Drake Thomas, linebacker, North Carolina State. All right, with the 208th pick in the NFL draft, we selected Drake Thomas, inside linebacker from North Carolina State. And I say this would be an absolute steal if we got Drake Thomas at number 6. Y'all gonna be asking, man, who's that little dude that going there? He's just going in there wild and just hitting everybody in the backfield. He doesn't care, man. He's going in there, he's making tackles on screen plays, RPO plays, he's playing coverage, he's just out there cheering, he's clapping his hands, he's hitting people. Man, this dude right here, man, I believe this dude is at least a second or third round talent, but because he's only 6 foot 228, they are going to knock his draft status down. He may run a 40 time, maybe around a 4.6 or 4.7. But when you turn on the film, this dude is getting in the backfield, and he would be perfect to play against that prominent run that the Eagles have, and the Cowboys and the Commanders. Our whole division can run the ball with the best of them. So can we. But he has 7.5 sacks to back up 101 tackles with the Wolfpack. Man, when I tell you that this guy, I can see him, Drew Sanders, and our boy Beavers come back to be a nice 1-2-3 punch at the middle linebacker position. I truly see it, man. This guy here, it's just something about this guy, man. If you remember a guy that's Zach Thomas, I have to see if they're related, but Zach Thomas was the same way. He was a smaller linebacker, wasn't the fastest, but for some reason, man, that dude was always in the backfield, man. I believe this is that type of cat. As you can see, he has an 84% run defense and almost a 70% coverage, 75% pass rush. And he's a sure tackler. I don't know why they have that tackling down so bad with 64%, but that's not true. As you can see, he has the stock up rating on this website here, because I know his stock is rising. But if we could get him in the 6th round, it would be an absolute steal. Drake Thomas, inside linebacker, North Carolina State. Welcome to the G-Man, brother. The New York Giants, with their second 6th round pick in this year's 2023 draft, they select Ronnie Bell, wide receiver, Michigan. All right, with our second 6th round pick, we select Mr. Ronnie Bell, wide receiver, Michigan, 6 foot 192. Worked his way back from an injury with Michigan, man. 62 catches, 889 yards, 4 touchdowns, and a 14.3 average when he caught the ball. Will running the 4.4s. I believe this guy is underrated as well, is because he's coming off an injury, and you know Michigan is a running team. But man, when they put the ball in Ronnie Bell's hands, watch the film. You can go watch his highlights, but I like to watch the film as well. He's a darn good route runner. He's not extremely fast. He's not going to burn you over the top, but he can get over the top of you if you're not paying attention. You know what this guy reminds me of, man? He reminds me of Keenan Allen when he was coming out. Remember when Keenan Allen ran that 4.6 40 and people started doubting his skill? They were saying he was too slow. Man, Keenan Allen is still doing it at 31 years old. He's about to be 31 years old this year, and he's still one of the better route runners in the league. I believe Ronnie Bell can develop into that, and man, if he can develop into that for us, man, he can easily be the number 2 receiver on the side of Rashee Rice. Or he could be that veteran presence in the locker room, man. But I like Ronnie Bell right here in this position. I think he's a steal, and I think Ronnie Bell's going to do some things in the league. So welcome to the G-Man, kids. Suit up. With the 242nd pick in the 2023 draft, the New York Giants select Rajon Wright, cornerback, Oregon State. All right, with pick 242, we select Rajon Wright, cornerback out of Oregon State. 6'2", 196, 2 picks, 9 passes defense, 38 tackles, and had 26 interception yards on his returns. But if we're looking for size and speed at corner, we already got Tyreek Stevenson at 6'2", 208. This is more size at corner, 6'2", 196 with 4.3 speed. These two guys can develop into something very special for us if they're developed correctly. And we got the best developer in the game at the cornerback position with our cornerbacks coach. He's the best coach in the game. Look his name up. I think he can get both these guys coached up. And we all looking for that big 6'2", tall, lanky corner that can run with anyone. This is that guy. We get him coached up. We get him in the 7th round. I think it's another steal for us, man. But Rajon Wright, he's currently at the Senior Bowl, so I'm watching him closely. Pause. Let's see what he can do, man. But Rajon Wright, 242nd pick. Let's get him, kid. With the 245th pick in the 2023 draft, the New York Giants select Isaiah Moore, inside linebacker, North Carolina State. All right, you heard with the 245th pick, we selected Drake Thomas's running partner, Isaiah Moore, from North Carolina State, 6'2", 234, 3 sacks, 82 tackles, 40 solo tackles. Now, he is coming off an injury, and that's why I believe his stock is falling. And he will run I think he will run a 4.5. He's not a 4.6 guy. I think he runs a 4.5. When this guy comes to tackle you, he comes with bad intentions. And what I mean by bad intentions, he is going to hit you, and he's going to hit you hard. Pause. He's definitely going to be one of the leaders on special teams as soon as he steps into the room. And when we need that rest and we need that thumper to come in to attack the line of scrimmage, he is more than capable of doing so. And no longer are we going to ignore the inside linebacker position. So that means we got Beavers, Drew Sanders, Drake Thomas, Isaiah Moore, McFadden. We got 5 middle linebackers that I think we could be okay with going into the next year after drafting Mr. Isaiah Moore with the 245th pick. So welcome to the team, kid. With the 255th pick in the 2023 draft, the New York Giants select Brandon Hill, safety, Pittsburgh. And with our last but not least pick at 255, we select safety, Brandon Hill from Pittsburgh, and he's an absolute thumper. I think he's 6 foot 200, but they got him 5'11", 195, which probably is true measurements. But this guy's an absolute thumper. We want a replacement for Julian Love here soon. Just having him in the safety room allows us to be able to be pretty good on special teams as well when I think about it, because we have a lot of people that can play special teams that can actually play on the field. And so that helps us out tremendously. I know people don't want to hear special teams, but this is a 7th round pick. He's going to have to earn his stripes, but man, can he hit the ball carrying, man, can he move on the field. Yes, he has legit 4.3 speed, and like I said, we get him coached up, he can turn into that other safety opposite of Xavier McKinney and let Dane Belton played that amoeba safety role that I believe that he can play very well if given the chance. So Brandon Hill, last pick of our draft at 255, safety, Pittsburgh. Welcome to the team. Let's get out there and run fast and hit somebody. All right, guys, man, that was my second seven round full mock draft for the New York Giants. Like I said, we got Drew Sanders in the first, Rashee Rice in the second. Got our inside linebacker of the future, receiver of the future. I think those two guys can make a major impact immediately. We got Luke Weipler in the third round, the center that we absolutely need, an actual center that actually has played center. With the second, third rounder, we got Tyreek Stevenson that can turn into a starter for us immediately. 6 foot, 200 pounds, presses at the line of scrimmage, speed to burn, instincts. I like this guy. I think this is an absolute steal in the third round. Watch him at the Senior Bowl. I think this is another steal coming up. Running back Israel man, I gotta get Abanikon. Israel Abanikon. There we go, Abanikon. Running back from Pittsburgh. Extreme production at Pittsburgh. I think he's the perfect filler for Saquon Barkley when he needs that rest and that breathing. And both those guys in the backfield could be absolutely special. Josh Wild, tight end, Cincinnati, 6'6", 260, going down the seam, full speed with that 4.5, 4.6 speed, catching balls over the middle of the field. Pause, but he's getting us in the red zone, another red zone threat that we need. We definitely need that. So Drake Thomas in the 6th round. Little Zach Thomas, man. This might be his nephew because he plays just like Zach Thomas. For you guys that are not that old, Zach Thomas was the stuff. He was a 5'9", 5'10" middle linebacker, played for the Dolphins, and he hit you as hard as he could, and not a lot of people wanted to see that young man. But Drake Thomas reminds me of him. He's going to be that thumper middle linebacker that we need that may come off the bench and help us out. Then with the second 6th rounder, Mr. Ronnie Bell, receiver out of Michigan. I believe he could give us everything Hodgins gives us, but with more speed. So let's get him trained up and let's get some people routed up. Rajon Wright, second corner that I took in this draft, 6'2", 200, 4.3 speed. Let's get some athletes on this team. Let's get some athletes out there on the field so we can press and still be able to get pressure by blitzing. If you want to blitz, you need extremely strong corners on that outside to stop people from getting into their routes. Stevenson, Rajon Wright, get them trained up. Then we can blitz as much as we want. Isaiah Moore, the inside linebacker that played opposite of Drake Thomas, special teams demon when he comes into the league. I already know that he's going to be flying over the field, hitting people on special teams for sure. And when we need that fourth, fifth guy to come in and spell for a couple of plays, he's more than capable of coming there and stopping that run with the best of them and rushing with the best of them. Brandon Hill, safety, another special teams ace, another guy that's on the field that can knock your block off. So that's what I did with this draft, man. I went a little defensive. I got Daniel Jones a couple weapons, but I wanted to make sure that middle linebacker position was upheld. Got the number one position on our offensive line that we need, and that's a true center. Got us a number one receiver, and got us a tight end that could go up the seam. So really got two weapons for Daniel Jones and two extremely good weapons in the red zone for Daniel Jones. So thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and until the next full 7th round New York Giants mock draft, you know what it is, man. Peace.